So recently I had the chance to go hands-on with the new Galaxy S26 Ultra from Samsung. I spent quite some time with the phone, and in today's video, I want to share my experience with you guys. I'll also be unboxing the S26 Ultra in two colors, sky blue and cobalt violet, give you guys a little color comparison, talk about some of the new features and my overall thoughts on this new release. Starting off with the unboxing, lift that lid up and you're greeted with this small compartment that has your documentation, SIM ejector tool and a USB Type-C to Type-C cable. Last but not the least, you have the phone itself. Now comparing the two colors, sky blue and cobalt violet, sky blue is a soft pastel blue. Visually it has this powdery delicate tone, but under some lighting it can actually look silvery or slightly metallic, giving you a cool refined shiny look rather than a strong flat blue. Now cobalt violet is this deep bluish purple shade that sits between navy and violet. It's noticeably darker and more muted than your typical bright purples and overall gives the phone a really classy look. Now personally, out of these two colors, I like the cobalt violet, but there are two other colors on the S26 Ultra, white and black, and there are two exclusive colors for Samsung.com, so you can order them online. Now out of all the colors, black would be my preference as always, but if you can't get your hands on black, you can go with the cobalt violet as well. Now talking about the phone, in terms of design and build quality, there is a material change. So the S26 Ultra is now again back to aluminum as opposed to the titanium build on the S25 Ultra, which makes the phone thinner and lighter. So you have 7.9 millimeters in terms of the thickness versus the 8.2 on the S25 Ultra and 214 grams versus the 218 grams on last year's device. And overall the phone feels more rounded, more comfortable to use, and you have a redesigned camera island. So there's an extra plateau below the camera rings, making it more in line with the Galaxy Fold camera island design. Now talking about my favorite features on the S26 Ultra, number one is the privacy display, and this is a hardware level feature. When you turn it on, it restricts off-axis viewing or shoulder surfing as we call it. This actually happens a lot here in India. I'm not sure about the other countries, and it's a genuinely useful feature. You can of course turn it on and off, but there is also lots of customization here. So you can have it turned on just for specific parts of your screen to block maybe text messages, numbers when you get a phone call. You can also have it turned on for specific apps at specific times. Now the disadvantage here is that your phone screen becomes less bright and you have to be looking at it head on for you to actually be using the phone, and you also get worse off-axis viewing when this feature is actually turned off compared to the S25 Ultra. But the phone does have a 3000 nits peak brightness, and it's a 6.9-inch display, again Quad HD 120 Hz, and this time around Samsung has opted for a 10-bit panel, which gives you better color reproduction, and overall this display is a treat to use, barring that you have slightly larger bezels versus last year's phone. And in terms of performance, you get the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy with fast LPDDR5X RAM and up to 1 TB of UFS 4.x storage. It's a $1,300 phone, so having good performance is a bare minimum. Now, you also have faster charging on the S26 Ultra. So you have a 5000 mAh battery. The capacity hasn't changed, but you do get 60 watts fast wired charging, 25 watts wireless charging, and 4.5 watts reverse wireless charging. The phone does not have MagSafe though, so you'll have to buy a case that has the magnets for you to be able to use your MagSafe accessories. Now the next change is actually in the cameras. So the main camera and the telephoto camera now have a wider aperture. So on the main 200 megapixel lens, you go from f1.7 to f1.4, and on the telephoto lens, you go from f3.4 to f2.4. Now having wider aperture means two things. You get better low light performance, and you will also get a more shallower depth of field. I have clicked some photos and videos from the S26 Ultra. I'm gonna show them on screen right now. You guys let me know what you guys think about the camera performance. Next favorite feature on the S26 Ultra is horizon lock. And this is some insane level of stabilization. Like you can literally turn the phone, sideways, upside down, and you still have a stable image. Now, if you go too insane with the movement, you will get a little bit of jerk in your videos, but overall, really handy feature. Now, two things that I feel the S26 Ultra should have had, but it actually doesn't have. One is a silicon carbon battery, so Samsung has still not made the switch to silicon carbon. And number two is the IP69K rating. This is the most expensive, best Android flagship of 2026, so I expect it to have the best IP rating as well, but Samsung has decided not to. And if you're still on a Galaxy S25 Ultra and you don't need the privacy display, there is absolutely no reason to upgrade to the S26 Ultra. And that's pretty much it for my first impressions on the phone. If you guys have any questions or queries, do hit me up in the comments down below. I'll be there replying to you guys. Like the video if you enjoyed it in any way or found this video helpful. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss out on future uploads. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.